Welcome to Old Folks Racing PlayStation, and welcome to the beautiful circuit of Bannochbrae Road Circuit. We are driving the Ford F-150 RTR Ultimate Fun Haver, and what fun is this car? We haven't raced for a long time for the championship, that is. Darren Head is still the championship leader, followed by Simon Allen and Diogo Silva. Simon Allen also sits on the pole for this race, followed by Jorge Jesus and Diogo Silva, with Kev Allen sitting in 4th place. And away we go for race 1 of this round 8. It's 8 laps here at Bannochbrae Road Circuit. And into the lead goes Jorge Jesus in the first corner. He's had a great start, also great start by Kev Allen, who is already side by side with Diogo Silva. No, he's not side by side. Diogo Silva in that Monster Energy Ford truck retains 3rd place for now. And look at this, Alonso Afonso is off. He's off into the barriers. He bounced from the barriers and continues to lead this race. Let's see how much action this combo is going to generate. Some people were afraid that there would be not much passing. Look at this, it's really difficult to pass. That's championship leader Darren Head in 6th place behind Scott Lively, and Scott protecting the inside here after the bridge. Darren, no chance he's going to go for the outside, or does he? Yes, he goes for the outside, but ends up colliding. And Darren Head, the championship leader, is in the wall and is facing the wrong way, and is now stuck with someone there. That's Simon Bender, making his debut in Old Folks Racing Championship. He has raced in Old Folks Racing events, but he's making his debut. And Darren Head, look at this, the championship leader is in last place, and he's got a lot of work to do to recover some points out of this. And here is the trio that is leading this race, with Jorge Jesus already bounced from the wall once, and Simon Allen is really attacking, but Simon now brushes the wall himself there. We're still in the opening lap. It's a fairly long lap here at Bannochbrae Road Circuit, and we are still now in the village. This is the chicane, which was of course taken flat out in this combo, and now they're going back into the mountain, just going up, up, up as we enter the final sector of this first lap. And this trio is actually becoming a quartet, because here comes reigning champion Kev Allen making a strong showing after a few difficult rounds, but here in round 8 he's pretty much in the leading pack, and certainly he is in contention for a podium, if not a victory. Look at this, everyone just jumping there, and Simon Allen going very wide at the end of the jump as they are now in the final bridge. And look at this, Simon Allen now is going for the lead. Yes, he's going for the lead for the inside in the last corner, but shuts the door. Jorge Jesus shuts the door and continues to lead, and he is going to lead the opening lap out of 8. Here is Chris Russell, who is in not 6th, he's in 8th place. And and someone has spun there. And someone has spun in front of that was Frankie that hit, or Frankie that spun, and I think Jumbo was also involved here. Chris Russell gains 2 places in 1 corner, but that was entirely driven by Frankie's spin on his own in the last corner that has also collected Jumbo, I believe. And here comes Stuart Brand now up to 7th. Meanwhile, reigning champion Kev Allen is very interested in taking a podium position from the Monster Energy truck driven by Diogo Silva in this round, as they are now nose to tail. And I think Kev is going to try something in this heavy braking point at the end of the bridge. Yes, he is. He's on the inside, and let's see if he manages to get the position. Diogo seems to give him room, and here comes Kev Allen into 3rd place. Diogo Silva in 4th, and look at this beautiful drifting by reigning champion Kev Allen with that Ford truck, as these 2 drivers, whilst they are battling, they lost a bit of touch with the leading pack of Jorge Jesus and Simon Allen, that are now a little bit on their own. Here is now the, look at that, running very wide there Kev Allen, but keeping it together as they go through another jump, or a series of jumps actually, as this suspension of this American Ford truck is really properly tested during this Bannochbrae road circuit. And oh, look at this Cavallo, now he's running wide and he's spinning on his own, Is he going to collect Diogo Silva? No! Diogo Silva goes wide and protects himself from the spinning Cavallo. And that, look at this, he's having some difficulties now coming back to the track at speed. He's not, well, he's lost the position to Diogo Silva, but he has not lost any further positions. Scott Davely is, look at this, Darren Head is now recovering. He's in 7th place already. He was in 12th right after the start, so great recovery race by Darren Head. He's actually now behind Jumbo, and these two of course have, and look at this, something has happened to Chris Russell as well, because he was in 6th, now he's in 9th. So something must have happened that was missed by our producer that has delayed at least Chris Russell. And look at this now, this is not for the lead, this is just Darren Head looking ahead and going on the outside of Jumbo before the jump, completing the move. That's a great move there by our championship leader that is now up to 6th place. He's really in damage limitation mode here in this first race of round 8, because the main rival Simon Allen is in 2nd place, Diogo Silva. His other rival is in 3rd, and the race of course is still in its early stages, as Jorge Jesus has led every single lap so far of this race. And Simon Allen there taking a little bit of the grass or the dirt as he continues to chase Jorge. Of course, in this track you can cut a few corners without getting a penalty, but you cannot be too greedy, otherwise the race director will penalize you. It's very difficult to avoid the penalty once you have a warning, because if you slow down with this car you are just going to lose a lot of momentum. So if you do cut the corner, maybe it's best to keep going and hope that you can avoid the penalty. David here is in 10th place. He was well, he was in 7th at some point, but now he's actually overtaking Stuart Brand. Something must have happened to Stuart, I don't know what happened. Look at this, Chris Russell is running wide there after the bridge, and Frankie is really on his tail. Of course, the American driver, very used to this American car. Some of the American drivers actually drive this car in real life every day, would you believe it? So they must be really used to it. Of course, the roads here in Scotland are somewhat different from the United States, but it's a very quick adaptation process. Jumbo is in 7th place. He's behind Darren Head. We saw that overtake move, nicely done before the jump on the previous lap. Darren is up to 6th now. Can Darren get to a top 5? He's got almost 10 seconds to recover from Scott Davely, but he is, well, he's not faster. He's done exactly the same time, almost a difference of 40 thousandths of a second in the last lap between Scott Davely and Darren Head. So I'm not certain that it will be possible for Darren to recover these 10 seconds without a mistake by Scott. And look at this, Diogo Silva has actually lost a lot of time there. Diogo Silva, who was, well, see, he still is in 3rd place, but now he lost touch with the leading pack. He's now 4.8 seconds, so maybe he's made a mistake or he's just losing a little bit of pace at this point, and this is quite a critical timing of this race as we get to the midpoint. And Diogo Silva is putting himself outside the battle for the lead. Let's see how this is going to evolve as Jorge Jesus continues to lead, and this is what we were expecting before the race. A little difficulty in passing. Look at this, George has made a mistake. He's bounced from the wall, and now a little bit of a block there. Just one move, but is enough with this very wide truck to keep ahead of Simon Allen. So this is what we were fearing before the race, that it would be quite tricky to pass if the driver in front does not make a mistake, especially with drivers of the same caliber, and this is certainly what we have here. Jorge Jesus successfully defending now. He's on lap 4 already, and I think Simon Allen probably could go a little bit faster if he was able to get ahead. Now he's got a good exit from that corner after the bridge. Let's see if Simon Allen is going to try something in the next few corners, as the battle for the lead is really heating up, and in the meantime Diogo Silva has already recovered 1 second. I think that these two drivers battling one another, and certainly George covering his line into various corners, just loses very precious tenths of a second here and there, but of course over a 3-minute lap this all adds up, every little helps, and I think these two drivers are just making each other slower, and Diogo Silva is taking some advantage of that. Scott Davely in the meantime has not lost touch with Kev Allen. Kev is in 4th place after that spin, actually right here a couple of laps ago. Now Kev was very aggressive on the opening laps and certainly very fast, but now he does not seem to be recovering a lot of time to oh, look at that, he's actually running wide and now spins again. Kev Allen has spun again in the same place almost, and this is a disaster for Kev that was having such a good race and now is on the back foot again, as he is going to have to recover even more. Simon Allen is again trying to put pressure on Jorge Jesus, but Jorge is having none of it. And and he's made a mistake now. Simon Allen is side by side, and I think he's going to go for the lead. Yes, Simon Allen is a new leader. Simon Allen is the new leader at the end of the 4th lap, and that's an excellent timing to take the lead of this race, because it's now his turn to be defending, and we think he might even have a little bit of pace compared to George, so he could actually be on his way for another win. Kev Allen in the meantime is recovering from that spin. He is behind Darren Head. Darren Head is up to 5th, of course, because Kev has spun. Scott Davely is up to 4th, and we are being told that there are some penalties for the leading pair of this race, so that's 3 and 4 seconds respectively. And that changes the dynamic completely, because look at this now. Simon Allen is the one to run wide in turn 1, and here comes George Jesus on the inside. Simon has led the lap, but not much longer after the finish line, as Jorge Jesus takes the lead, and all of this is making Diogo Silva recover a little bit more, little by little. It was 4 seconds a couple of laps ago, the gap. Now it's 2.3 seconds, and Diogo Silva is putting himself again in contention because of the penalty situation. Diogo Silva at the moment has 0 seconds of penalty, and the leading pair have 3 and 4 respectively for leader Jorge Jesus and second place man Simon Allen. So effectively, as long as Diogo could keep himself within 3 seconds of Jorge, he's actually leading this race in the end. And this is going to be fascinating to watch, as they have 4 laps to go. Now they are on the 5th lap, so still plenty of time to go. Look at this, Jorge Jesus again. Oh, and Simon Allen just hits the back of Jorge. Jorge was bouncing again from the wall and just got the push from Simon. Simon really no space there whatsoever to make a move, and really frustration is growing in that Ford truck cockpit for Simon Allen, as Diogo Silva is now right behind the Englishman, and this is again a trio for the lead, but certainly Diogo Silva has the advantage of having no penalties at this point of the race. This could be significant. Let's see how many seconds. Yes, they have a lot of time over 4th place man Scott Daly. Scott doing a good job there in the 4th place, of course, American driver with an American car. You wouldn't expect any less, even if it is being run on Scottish roads in Bannochbrae road circuit, as they are now completing another lap. But look at this now. This is Frankie now trying to make a move on the Twixter. That is Chris Russell. Chris is struggling a little bit. He loves this circuit, but doesn't really love this car. And Frankie is looking to make a solid result here. He's in 9th place, and looking to get 8. He certainly seems to have slightly better pace than Chris Russell. Let's have a look at the rest, and look at this. Darren Head has actually dropped to 7th now. He was in 5th place. He was ahead of Caval, and again we haven't seen what happened, but that's not good news for the championship leader, because he seems to be going backwards in this race instead of forwards. He certainly did a good job recovering up to 5th after Caval in 2nd spin, but now he's been overtaken by Caval and also by Jumbo, who is now up to 7th. To 6th, I'm sorry. Darren, of course, down to 7th, as these two drivers continue to battle, and this is the closest battle we can see right now on the track, although for the lead the gap continues to be 4/10 of a second, but still is Jorge Jesus that has led the majority of this race. But of course penalties are going to be very important in the final result. We are now being told that Diogo Silva has also picked up a penalty. Fortunately for him, it's only a 1-second penalty, so update on the penalty situation is Jorge Jesus 3 seconds, Simon Allen 4 seconds, Diogo Silva 1 second, so Diogo Silva will lead this race if he is able to stay within 2 seconds of the leader, if that leader is Jorge Jesus right like now. He certainly is not at the moment, so Jorge is effectively the leader right now, and Simon just needs to get in front and open the 1-second gap if he wants any chance of winning this race in the end. So this is going to be fascinating. This we are on the 6th lap, and Simon Allen is very patiently behind Jorge Jesus. This is a circuit that normally does not have problems with overtaking. There are plenty of overtaking spots. This car, just the lack of power, the width of the car, everything combined makes it very, very difficult. Look at this. Simon now is really almost glued to the back of that pickup truck, but he just is not able to execute a clean move, because even the braking points are not that heavy, or if they are heavy there, it's quite difficult to pass. Now this could be an opportunity if someone makes a mistake there in the bridge. We certainly saw Simon Allen getting the lead a few laps ago in that particular spot, as we follow now Chris Winstanley, that is in 12th place. Only 12 drivers here today, a few absences in this round. We don't have Diogo Almeida, for example. We don't have Barry Evans, and a couple of others are also. Look at that! That's Simon Banter in the other Monster Energy car, certainly going a little bit off-road with that pickup truck there. He's sitting in 11th. Stuart Brandt is closing the top 10 at the moment. Frankie is still behind Chris Russell. But they continue. Look at this now. Stewart on his own, trying to. Oh, and he spun actually. He went off road and then he spun. Now, can he get back ahead of? Look at this. He seems to be stuck there. Oh, look at that. Simon Banter going off road to avoid Stewart. And he's up into a top 10 position, which is quite a good performance for a newcomer. Of course, he raced with the old folks in the Monaco special events. But now making his debut on the actual championship, and Frankie now has actually lost touch with Chris Russell, and Chris is actually trying to get closer to Darren Head. The championship leader is in 7th, and their championship rivals are 2nd and 3rd, so clear damage limitation mode for Darren in this race, hoping that the second race will be better. Jumbo is in 6th place, and at the front we've got now Diogo Silva again losing time, and he's running out of time as well. He's now almost 4 seconds from the leader, and this could be quite significant, because all of a sudden Diogo Silva has actually lost his advantage, as he needs to be within 2 seconds of Jorge Jesus. Jorge has actually opened a small gap to Simon Allen, so Jorge Jesus could actually be the favorite at the moment to win this race, but of course we need to complete a couple more laps. Scott Davely is fairly stable in 4th place. He's got a few seconds over Kev Allen. Kev recovering to 5th after those spins, as Scott Davely riding that beautiful Ford truck, and here is a battle for the lead again with Simon Owen perhaps trying to make one last attempt. Remember, he's got to get past Jorge Jesus. He's also got to open a gap of 1 second, and here comes Diogo Silva now recovering some time as well. He's only 2.5 seconds, would you believe it? He's only 4/10 of a second, 3/10 of a second from the lead of this race, but the final lap will be decisive here at the Bannochbrae Road Circuit as they enter the final lap, and it's still very uncertain who is going to win. The passing opportunities will be scarce, but these three drivers have driven magnificently around this road circuit with a very difficult car, and here they come for enter the final lap of this race. And who is in the lead? Look at this, Diogo Silva is literally a few hundredths of a second from the lead of this race because he crosses the line. Now he's losing a little bit of time. Can he recover? Can he recover to within 2 seconds of Jorge Jesus? Can Simon Allen, on the other hand, make a move on Jorge and perhaps open that critical 1 second gap? Can Jorge Jesus just continue to hold this lead and have yet another victory this season? Look at that, this is fascinating as now Simon Allen is really going for it. This is the last lap now. Jorge shuts the door there before the section that goes into the first bridge. Now this is a good overtaking point here. Can Simon Allen make a move? He certainly seems to be very, very close to Jorge now. Can he beat him in the braking zone here? Can he go for it? Can he go for it? No, not at this time. Jorge Jesus made a perfect braking there. He went really, really quickly, but now he's compromised the exit of the corner a little bit, and now here comes Simon Allen. Can he keep this momentum? Can he find a way past? Can he find a way to go side by side with Jorge as they now approach this section going under the bridge? Now can he do this corner? This corner is absolutely critical. Can he be faster than Jorge? Oh, look at that, Jorge has actually, and a little bit of blocking there. He had to protect his position, but that was a little bit of a late move there. Jorge Jesus is absolutely desperate because what I said would happen actually happened, is that he brushed the wall again at the exit of that corner. Now can Simon Allen make a move around here? Jorge was very quick through that corner now, and I think the next move is going to be the entrance or the exit of the next bridge, but Simon Allen needs absolutely to look at this. Diogo Silva is now within 1.3 seconds, so effectively he is leading this race, but a few more corners to go. Diogo Silva needs to keep this gap, and he certainly seems to lose a little bit of time in the final sector, particularly in the last straight. Jorge making a very good move there at the entrance of the bridge. No chance whatsoever for Simon Allen, no chance at the exit, and now Simon only has one more chance, which is a banzai move in the last corner. Can he do it? Will he do it? Diogo Silva is keeping the gap at 1.4 seconds, so effectively he's going to be the winner of this race. And now the final few corners, what's going to happen in this race? I think Simon Allen is out of luck because he certainly did not put a move here, and he certainly would not open the second gap, so I think this is going to be Jorge or Diogo winning. Oh, Jorge has hit the wall and spun. Jorge Jesus has hit the wall and spun. Disaster for Jorge Jesus. Simon Allen is going to win the race, but Diogo Silva is just behind, so Diogo Silva is going to win the race. And again, what a surprising ending, what an amazing finish to this race as Simon Allen takes the checkered flag, but it's Diogo Silva who won the race. Jorge Jesus is going to come home third, and he lost it in the last corner. I think that Diogo might have won it anyway, but certainly Jorge would at least finish in second, and maybe, just maybe, in the final long straight he would be able to open a few tenths of a second to that critical 2 second gap. Scott Davely, the American driver with his American livery, finishes in an excellent 4th place. Kev Allen recovers to be 5th. Jumbo is going to make a solid result here as well with 6th place. He's been in contention for a top 5 all day. Strong performance. Championship leader Darren Head in damage limitation completes the race, crosses the line in 7th. Frankie in 8th. Actually, in the end, Frankie managed to overtake Chris Russell and actually opened a very nice gap. to finish a solid 8th. 9th is Chris Russell, and 10th is going to be Simon Banter on his debut in Old Folks Racing Championship at top 10. Not a bad result for Simon there. 11th is going to be Stuart Brand. He certainly was up a few positions, but dropped down towards the end with Chris Winstanley completely the field. Everyone that has started has finished the race, and what a race this was, with Diogo Silva with a little bit of tactical driving and consistency managing to beat Simon Owen and Jorge Jesus. There is the confirmation of the result. We can't wait for race 2. Join us very soon.